Hi guys, welcome to the Bandana Brigade broadcast, episode 3. This is the third episode in the broadcast. I saw a lot of complaints about it being very high energy, so we have all taken horse tranquilizers in advance to help make up for what was the disaster of episode 2.
I have not.
This bitch is gonna yell.
You didn't take any horse tranquilizers?
There's the energy.
I did not.
What the fuck? Well, ZeroSoul fucking ruining the goddamn podcast.
I took
Episode
his
3
and GhostlyNova's for tranquilizers.
Oh my
Episode 3. This shit is over.
God damn it. Alright, so let's introduce some people here, since we have a few. As you can see, we have a couple returning and one new, but we're gonna start off with GhostlyNova. My beloved son, I appreciate him so. I did him dirt in the first episode, and that's because he's a garbage human being. How you doing?
Very interesting. First of all, you're not my real dad. Second of all,
You're not my real dad! Eh! Slams door.
right. Hello, everybody. I'm GhostlyNova. I'm a moderator here in the Bandana Brigade Discord, and
Gross!
fun. Hey, shut up. You're literally the owner.
Mods are gross!
You
Sticky!
prick. Shut up.
What, you think you're so cool because you mod a Discord server? Ha! Loser!
You own it, you freaking clod.
Yeah, exactly! That means I'm cool.
Move on to the next person before I call you something meaner.
Alright, and then we got Baraka 339, also just known as Baraka.
Yes, it is I. I have to do something because my friend has required that I do it. On the last episode, you know, the train wreck of an episode, you guys did a question that said how many holes are in a straw.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
You did not credit the person who gave out this question.
Oh shit.
His name is GJE Rocks. So you got that.
No,
one.
it was
There you
Jerry Seinfeld B. I mentioned that.
First
Is that
of all,
the truth?
Yeah, that's the
Then
name.
You lied to me.
That's dead ass.
I have
He
some-
put a
I have
fake
to go- I
name.
have to go kill somebody now.
Because I said name
Alright.
can be fake, just whatever you want read on the podcast. So they put Jerry Seinfeld B. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm 70% certain I read Jerry Seinfeld B.
All right. That's all right.
okay,
all right.
first of all, it must be said, I don't know how long the conversation about how many holes is there in a straw went on, but I don't know how you knuckle-dragging morons get around, but there's literally one hole.
Yes, I agree.
what kind of question is this?
The only thing, as I mentioned, the outside of a straw has 2 holes. So when you
There
break...
is no...
Yes, because it is still a hole of a 2D object. So if you break it down, it's much easier to explain with a cube. If you drill a hole straight through all the way through like a wooden cube, the cube itself has 1 hole in it, but the outside of the cube has 2 holes. If you break it down to surface area, an exit is not a hole when it comes to a 3D object, but when you talk about the outside of the object, there are 2 holes of the outside of the object.
So we're talking
anyways,
about this in the perspective of living inside of the straw, or you know, this is getting stupid.
anyways,
But the object itself has 1 hole.
Anyways, the next person in this podcast
It's
recurring
me!
member.
It's me! Hi guys, I'm
ZeroSoul.
Jiggly! Oh, ZeroSoul, never mind. Fuck that, dude. I mean, journalist extraordinaire, Smashboards person, one of the first mods. Oh yeah, fun fact, Ghostly and ZeroSoul were the first 2 mods of the Bandana Brigade Discord, for anyone who doesn't know.
Also known as boring granddads.
Hey, I'm literally
Also,
5.
I am the self-proclaimed mom of the Bandana Brigade, and you're welcome.
I am the
So,
self-proclaimed
not my
god
real
of the
mom.
Bandana Brigade.
You're not my real mom!
Should have definitely.
I might as well, babies. I do so much advanced babysitting here.
Why did
That's
you
basically what
terminate?
moderating is.
Never mind. Sorry.
Okay, so
Go on.
I asked this at the beginning of the last podcast, and I'm just interested since most of y'all are a bit older or slightly more mature than the last podcast.
Alright.
Do y'all care about the COVID-19 at all? The coronavirus? Do y'all have like any worries or cares about it at all?
Okay, so my take before was that like it's not like really terrible. I mean, most people that die from it are either elderly or like immunocompromised. But I saw a tweet yesterday, whatever, that was literally like, okay, but what about the people that are vulnerable to it? And I was like, I literally disregarded the lives of like thousands of people without thinking about it. I personally am not afraid, but I mean, I have like family that's like a lot older, and stuff like that. So that's a little bit worrying. But I'm not like freaking out like I'm gonna fucking die next week.
My take,
because I got the coronavirus.
my take
About
on that. Oh, keep going, ZeroSoul. Sorry.
I was gonna say, so like usually the only people who are at risk are like, as everyone said, the young, the elderly, but also like the sickly, which I think people forget is how like people with, like terrible immune systems, they get sick very often, and I'm one of those people, so I'm technically at risk. However, I'm not really afraid of it because like, there's really no point in worrying about things, you know. Just like you should be cautious about it, yes, but you shouldn't like let it like take over your life, you know.
Baraka.
I remember I watched the news, not the news. I watched the news YouTube channel just to be like, oh, what's this about? And I remember went into the comment section, and then they started arguing about how Donald Trump caused the coronavirus, and I just left. So
What I could take.
Well, now Donald Trump is saying that the coronavirus is a hoax from the Democrats.
Oh my god.
But then he pulled back on that the next day.
Yeah, I'd love to have a full-scale conversation about that
This is
slightly
just
misinformation,
ridiculous.
but I
Alright,
literally do not
so
want to start this debate.
I
I
didn't
just-
mean to cause this.
I just
No,
want to
no.
go back to something GhostlyNova said. I do agree with ZeroSoul. It is sad for the younger people who have weak immune systems, and that would be awful to lose them. But old hags need to die because Social Security needs to be around when I get older.
That's
not nice.
So.
I
is
hate when I'm on the
rather
road
cruel.
in the passenger seat, and then there's this old guy who's driving at like 10 miles per hour. I just like go up to them, go to the drive-through mirror, like get out of the car and beat them and take their car.
Cough on them.
Oh, be
Pick 'em
nice
out.
to them. You guys need to respect your elders.
No, but I pat them on the head afterwards so that they're not, so that they're okay with it.
Why should you
Okay,
respect
chillin',
them?
dude. Yeah, no, I don't know if I don't care. I had the H1N1, also known as the swine flu, and it put me down for a day and a half. So I actually want the coronavirus. Like, I am hoping that I get it.
I need a
You
paid day off.
will
holy
regret
shit.
that.
Like,
I just want to say,
You're the disease Iron Man, just going through all the diseases.
yeah, no, I was totally cool with missing Ebola. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, I wonder how it would have been with Ebola, but I was like, nah, that shit fucking
Just
sucks.
bleeding out of
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, no, I don't want to just start
What?
bleeding out of holes. That kind of
Why?
sucks.
Just some general
Why
advice
do you
for
want
everybody.
to get sick?
Hey, I'm being a responsible adult. Just some general advice for anybody worried about the coronavirus. It's very important that you wash your hands and wash your hands well. Wash anything you use daily, like
Cell phone.
doorknobs,
Cell phone.
cell phones. I was gonna say that. Damn.
Cell phone.
Cell phones, and masks don't help you unless you already have the disease. They stop the spreading of it, but they do not prevent it. So just be aware of all those type of things. It's very important in general for disease prevention. That's it. Oof, I'm talking like an adult. That was boring.
Yeah, no, but I really want it. Like, I really, really,
Sucko.
I want to be able 10 years from now be like, yeah, the coronavirus and the H1N1 didn't feel shit. Like, oh, the power, the power.
Resume. Yeah, I had these two diseases that killed a bunch of people.
Thousands of people.
And I was sick for a day and a half on both of them. What
And
up?
I got a
Like,
paid day
you're like-
off.
Dude, you're like some sort of anime villain's like, I need this disease to challenge myself, to grow
Yeah,
stronger.
man.
Like, no, that's not how it works.
I'm
I don't think
Vegeta.
so.
No, you don't want it. You think you want
That's
it. You
what
don't.
I'm gonna
Goku did
stop
on
sleeping
accident.
and stop drinking water to let coronavirus take its full strength, and then I will
Last
take it
time-
down.
Last time I checked, double pneumonia did not make me stronger.
Last time I
'Cause
checked,
you're weak.
Goku died when he got alien sickness. He just straight up died, and the future was destroyed.
Oh, I remember this. I actually remember
Do,
this. Okay,
do you want the future to be destroyed, Jiggly? Is that what you want?
A little
Jiggly.
bit, man. I think the world would
Hey.
be a better place.
we gotta put a lasso around this conversation. Today's topic is leaks in the Smash community.
Coronavirus?
It's the coronavirus.
Leaks in
This
the
is the
Smash
Corona
community.
Cast. Did I not tell you we're now the
Corona
Corona Cast?
Live coronavirus
No.
watch.
Welcome to the Corona
Jiggly, I
Court.
thought you said you're gonna be more mature after the last episode. This is
No,
not.
I didn't. That was a joke at the beginning. That's what we call a
I
bit,
see.
Zero Soul.
Much like the game, Mike
So
Pence hopes we
so
can
I
pray
did
the
not have to take
coronavirus
those
away.
horse tranquilizers.
All right.
That was not something I needed to do.
But we have a little area on our Discord known as the Leak Cave Offensive, where several people only roam there. It seems like Waddle Wave and Leak Cave Offensive have their own economies. Like, they have their own members that hang out there and nowhere else. And Baraka is one of the people that pretty much only hangs out in Leak Cave. So we decided to
hang out in Leak Cave, and you might know me from my VC VC escapades, where I go in there, and when there's only 3 people, I talk about my fanfiction. Everyone gets really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's because you self-insert with whoever's in the call, man. Like, that's fucked up.
I don't do that.
He does not do that. Racist.
What?
It's racist.
How's
Don't
that
worry.
racist?
Don't think about it. It's racist.
Dude, it's March
Alright.
2nd. It can't be racist. You can't just say it's racist anymore.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
March 2nd.
every day is
Today-
Black History
today
Month when
was
you
the day
worship
when
our kings
Five
and
Nights at
queens.
Freddy's 3 was released to the public.
In 1917, this is the day that Tsar Nicholas II abdicated. Anyway,
This is, and more importantly, this is the day that Dr. Seuss was born.
More importantly, this was the day that Baraka 339 first appeared on the Bandana podcast.
and this is about to be the day that GhostlyNova gets banned from the Discord for saying something very
For
mean.
saying
to
Anyway,
Jiggly in, like,
can
10
we get
seconds.
on to like the topic?
Wait, but I just want to ask. I just want to ask. Do y'all know the real pronunciation, Dr. Seuss? Like, is that?
No, I have
All
no
right,
idea.
we're gonna talk about our first
I'm not a loser.
our first set
Ask the
of
questions.
leaks, conspiracies, whatever you want to
Oh,
call
yeah,
it.
so
And
we're
I'm
doing
gonna
a-
start
we're doing a-
relating to-
How about I start
Let's explain what we're doing first, though, because when Ghostly tried to do it, I purposefully interrupted him because I
Oh,
didn't
right,
want
I
to brief
forgot
it.
about that part.
So yeah, basically this podcast is gonna be a retrospective of Smash leaks, going through 64, Melee, Brawl, Smash 4. I almost forgot the name of the game, and I realized there is no name. And Ultimate.
It's not a game. For 3DS and Wii U.
Oh boy, yeah, and we're gonna go through it, discuss different leaks and different stuff, our thoughts, the everything. Baraka's mostly taking the helm on this one and leading us through, and we'll just discuss and all that.
Gonna
and-
lead you
yeah.
through the crazy adventure.
All right, Baraka, go ahead. Where are we starting?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Well, we're starting with something that isn't a leak, that
What the fuck?
isn't a rumor, that isn't a conspiracy, but something that is completely 100% true. There was a poll called the If There Was a Smash 2 poll.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I remember who won.
This is important for several reasons, mostly because Bowser got 169 votes exactly.
Nice.
But what actually is important is the fact that on this poll, a lot of things have come as a conspiracy from it. Like, one thing was there's a rare section where it's like, oh, well, in connection to Rare Unlimited, which of these characters would you want in? Oh, no, it wasn't that, but they organized it that way. And number 1 was James Bond, and because of this, people thought that Sakurai was actually going to put James Bond in Melee.
Wait, was that
That
never a
is-
thing?
Yeah.
Sakurai has talked about it when relating to Melee, like, oh yeah, I wanted to have rare trophies in, but I didn't do that at all.
I know
64.
64. It was discussed possibly putting him in.
It was not.
What?
That is not true.
What? I swear,
You've
Push
been
Dustin
lied to.
posted it
You've
was
been
in. It was
tricked.
in the early. I don't know. I think you might be.
I think what you're thinking of is about one of the motion sensor bombs in Melee.
I know that
It's
one's
based
in
on
Melee,
motion
but it
sensor
doesn't
bomb.
have
Melee
a-
was changed.
Yeah, I know that was changed.
But the characters that were indeed planned for Smash 64 are as follow. Well, from what we actually know, are Bowser, King Dedede, who actually had development done on them, and Mewtwo was considered, and that is all we know. Oh no, and also
I have not
Marth.
known that.
Marth was going to be in, and it was like, oh, we have Link with the big sword. We can have the more technical guy with the Marth sword, and so that's how that happened. Also, Mega Man only got 3 votes, which is the same amount of votes that Baby Mario got. So Sonic is as popular as Baby Mario, confirmed.
Bro, who was the person that rooted for Baby
Oh my
Mario?
Wait.
Honestly, a job, a career, a hobby, anything.
Wait, so who was #1 in this poll? Was this the Sukapon
Bowser with
one?
169 votes.
Bowser, easy.
Bowser? Who was the? What was
Yeah,
the poll where Sukapon won before Melee? Because I know like there was a really big one where for some reason Sukapon won. I think it might have been
I don't
Japan
know.
only though.
I
think
don't know.
the Smash 2 one was also that.
So
also-
about
oh,
that
sorry.
Smash 2 poll, imagine winning that and then becoming like the worst or second worst character in all of Melee by far. Where it's like
Hi,
your character's
Bowser.
just up there with Kirby and you're just trash. You guys
Also,
know
I'd like
one
to
of the
add in.
best moves is literally his wedge attack, just because how bad the rest of his moveset is. It's a pretty good wedge attack, honestly.
Yeah. Kirby has a very fun character that is a part of this, also known as someone from Kirby, who got 10 votes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gotta love it.
I'm pretty sure Gooey
when
got
was
some
this poll
votes on that
conducted?
too.
When was this poll conducted? Like, before
It was May 31st, 1999.
Jesus, so they were
Oh,
like
nice.
literally anybody. We can't even give you a name. Just give us something.
Okay, so yeah, this is the poll I'm thinking of. It's Sukapon was the highest ranking third party character.
Yeah, that is what I.
And then I think the second might have been Lip. I forget. I'm trying to look for it. Yeah, Lip, Panel de Pon was the second highest.
Huh.
Lip should have been in the game. Lip
I'm
was
kind of
shafted.
surprised by Sukapon, but because I still don't really know what he is.
What the fuck?
Was.
What is
Pink.
I just know him as that weird assist trophy guy. Like, I'm sure he's from a cool game. I just don't know him.
Okay, I'm looking at this poll, and the second highest character for third parties is a character called Richard Ouija, or I don't know how O-U-G-I is pronounced, and he's from a game called A Bell Tolls for the Frogs. Holy!
That's the Prince of Sable Kingdom. That's the guy. That's the guy who turns into frogs as Snake. That's his trophy. You know, he goes, "Hey, what the?" And he runs around.
His name's
Yeah,
Richard
something-
Ouija?
Something
Richard Ouija.
Something tells me that times were a bit different back then.
Times back in
Snake
my
Prince.
day, it wasn't called the Prince of Sable Kingdom. It was called Richard Ouija.
Okay, yeah,
Richard
so
Ouija.
Prince Richard. Man, I would be so fucking down to have a character where it's Richard Ouija. Like, damn, if you show up with Richard Ouija as your main to a Smash tournament, no one's gonna fuck with you.
You're right. Also, Gino got 5 votes on this poll, and it's very interesting because apparently Gino was very popular back then, and apparently that is a complete lie, and I don't know why Gino's so popular now. None of these leaks can explain that, but I need to go pull up my amazing sources from the Wikipedia.
I also I just want to say I'm disappointed. In other series that weren't in the original Smash, the fourth highest ranking character that was voted was a character from the game Wrecking Crew, and apparently his name is Blackie. And I'm just glad we don't live in the dystopian universe where Blackie is the character in the Smash Bros. roster.
When they
Very
translated it,
interesting.
when they brought it to the to English, they'd have to make him Darky.
Very interesting.
Black Ninja.
No! No! We would not have to name it Darky. No!
Jesus Christ. We're gonna fire up all the people on this server who think the inherent existence of black people is bad. Please stop. Please, for the love of God. Jesus Christ, I tell you.
Anyway,
Blackie Brigade!
let's talk about another Melee leak.
Yep.
Anyway, for everyone listening, we had a little bit of audio just like...
You
glitched out,
don't
so we
need
have
to
remove this.
acknowledge it! But now we already have.
Yeah, we do, because the
Why?
tone's gonna be completely different.
No, it's not. It's
because of
all
that.
it's all the same settings, man. Y'all don't have to
Anyway,
admit
I'm
shit!
sure if this- I'm not sure if this part went through or not, but we were talking about Sonic and Tails in Melee. Basically, what you need to know is that there's a game magazine, I forgot which one, they put in like a render of like Sonic and Tails from Sonic Adventure, put it on the character select screen, right?
Yep.
And they also put another image where you like see, like basically what was like, you know, Sonic Tails moving around Sonic Adventure, but just like Photoshop into a Melee match.
Yeah.
And
I'm showing it
I
on
forgot if it was released in April Fool's or not, but like either way, it was like a joke, but people took it seriously, and a lot of us were very disappointed as kids when you couldn't actually unlock them because we thought this stuff was real.
Low key,
people
this
did.
would have been busted because you would have had to fight Sonic and Tails at the same time. Because you can't.
We'll do
You
it,
have to be
okay.
2
I
CPUs
mean,
rather than
For
1.
Melee computers, they're not exactly difficult.
Well, yeah, but you were also the same kid who went through Cruel Melee as Donkey Kong.
True.
It
You weren't
reminds me
beating
of,
that any other way.
that reminds me of, like, you know those hoaxes that happened like before you were like aware of the internet?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Brawl, where like I believed you could like unlock Ridley and
Yeah, that's what I felt
literally
for specifically.
I forgot the name of the final boss of the Subspace Emissary.
Taboo.
Taboo.
Taboo. I thought you could unlock
pre-order.
him by playing through the entire Subspace Emissary on very hard. Luckily, I never tried because I'm not committed enough to doing that. But the innocence of childhood.
Oh, what the best thing is one of my friends that I was in a Discord crew with for a long time. He uploaded one of the most viewed brawl videos about unlocking Taboo, Master Hand, and Ridley. And it's just him at 8 years old, talking into a camera, saying, "You can unlock Taboo, you can unlock Master Hand, and you can unlock Ridley." And he just, like, the whole video is him just saying, "You gotta have lots of power. Your Wii needs to have lots of power." Holy fuck.
I remember that video. I saw it.
Real quick thing, I just want to point this out there. If you want to unlock Ridley in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, put Legacy XP on your SD card and plug it in. That's technically unlocking him.
I posted it in I put it in the pod, but the description for this video is how to unlock Taboo, Ridley, and Master Hand on SSSB. This is not fake! I'm really serious. I will delete your comments if you are saying it's not true. And the comments are disabled. But he lost.
Bro, there are people out there that want your friend's head at chopping.
Real quick, speaking of Master Hand, he actually was playable in Melee, just not something you can lock. It was through a glitch. I forgot the exact specifics of it, but basically what you need to do is like start the match when you're like going to the name entry at the same time, because it freaks the game out. It gives you character number 0, which is Master Hand, and believe it or not, he has fully functional controls. So you just have to use like.
It has to be character port 3. I know that.
Yeah, it does. It's really weird, but it's really fun if you get the work.
And unless you're playing stamina mode, Master Hand can't die, and then when you get to the victory screen, it goes.
Yeah. Also, if there's an event match that lets you choose your characters, yes, you can use Master Hand. Yes, you can break the game if you want to just trivialize everything.
And then it'll say that you did it as Sheik.
Yes, it'll say you did it as Sheik.
Interesting. I didn't know the whole Sheik thing.
When's our next leak on the menu?
Oh, well, you missed the cut characters rumor that said that Peach, Wario, Pit, and Meowth were planned, which I believed this for a while, and it is not true. They were not planned for 64.
In 64 or okay. Yeah, I've seen that one before, but I knew it was bogus.
I've heard a lot about Meowth.
What is the next one? Oh yeah, Toad. That's important.
Oh yeah, Toad in Melee.
The iconic Toad leak. Toad is a character from the Mario series.
Thank you for his piece of knowledge. I did not know it was from Mario. I thought it was from Sonic.
A lot of people, there's this image that it just says Toad. It has a render of Toad from some game. I know it was a game. And he's right next to Roy on the character's select screen. It has to be real. I remember seeing this on, like, I was looking for Melee on eBay because my copy of it broke. And I was looking at it, and the image was like, there was one with Toad on it. And I'm like, wait, Toad's in the game? And I looked at the other images, and I'm like, wait, this one doesn't have Toad on the character's select screen. What's going on here? So, yeah. That was a very
popular image. It's kind of interesting.
It's a very powerful image.
It's kind of interesting to see how, like, very, very basic and, be quite honest, terrible leaks were able to convince a ton of people back then because, you know, Smash wasn't what it is today where everybody wants to make a fake leak and, you know, troll people.
And the in-game, like, somebody showed in-game screenshots, and it was just, they used an invisibility mod on, they used to use the invisibility thing on Peach, and they just had pulled out Toad. And I was like,
oh yeah, that is it.
Gameplay.
And they had it on Game & Watch, so it was really easy to get rid of the icon and replace it with a fake Toad icon.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what it was. That was an interesting one. What else do we got here? Have we talked enough about Toad, or do we need to talk more about Toad?
But anyway,
I hate Toad with a burning passion.
we're gonna talk about leaks. Okay.
Lucas was originally supposed to replace Ness in Melee. That was what was supposed to happen.
Oh yeah, that is. I've heard about that.
It was that didn't happen because Mother 3 got delayed, and Sakurai's like, you know what? Screw this.
Delayed by 5 years, by the way. 5 years. That's crazy, man.
Still haven't played any of the Mother games, but that's a bit ridiculous. Due to fan requests, Banjo and James Bond were supposedly planned. They were both not. Sucker wanted them in as trophies, and he said, "Well, that's going to be difficult because they were just sold to Microsoft like last week, guys." And the other thing was they work in Britain and there's a language barrier, so that is also why.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know they weren't actually planned.
Yeah, no. I remember for a while I thought that James Bond was planned. Somebody that was planned was Mock Rider. That's a fun one. I don't know why Mock Rider was planned, but Mock Rider was planned.
I believe that. It's probably why Mock Rider is brought up so much in modern character discussion.
Speculation.
Excite was planned,
definitely,
but Sakura was like, "I don't know how to do a moveset for him without the bike," and then he proceeded to make Piranha Plant a character.
Dude,
I guess
make him a
it was
character
Hydra
with
in
the
one of
bike.
those
Whoa.
sections.
We're not gonna compare the challenge of creating Piranha Plant and creating Mock Rider. That's very different, don't you think?
No, I said Excite Bike.
Oh, Sight Bike. I thought you said Mock Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? I might have said Mock Rider.
I think you did. It's all good.
Okay.
Well,
Excite Biker was planned, and it was like, yeah, I couldn't do this one without having him off the thingamajig. There were a
would've been
few
cool
other
if
guys
he
like
was on a bike.
Balloon Fighter. Balloon Fighter was planned, but then they cut his head off, and then they replaced it, and they gave him to Villager for his uppy.
Cut his head off. Nice.
Anyway,
that's about
though.
it for Melee.
Anyway, though,
Then we go
for
to the most
Brawl.
infamous. Oh, you go.
Okay, yeah, no, we're not gonna go to Smash 4 because I know what you're going to talk about very famously. But there's actually a couple brawlways that people really don't know about in the modern day. But have you guys ever heard of the Chaos Zero and Niase Nia? I'm not sure if that's how I pronounce it. Leaks.
I looked at it
Basically,
recently.
there were two users, forgot which one was on Smashboards and which one was on GameFAQs, but they leaked pretty much every detail of the game, the entire roster.
Yeah. Chaos
Nobody
Zero.
believed- And the funny thing is, nobody believed them. Everybody thought they were trolls. It was like, haha, you just like Peach too much. You're stupid.
Yep.
And everything they said was actually completely true.
Chaos
Melee
Zero.
also. That one Melee also. It was like, oh yeah, Dr. Mario is gonna be in the game. Ganondorf's gonna be a clone of Captain Falcon because of fan request. And it's like, no, that's not true at all. And then the post got deleted because it's like, oh, we didn't want this garbage on our forum. And then it ended up being true.
Yeah.
I love it.
Another fun fact about Brawl Leaks is that when I remember before J-Po was officially revealed, David Hayter was asked a question. It was like, which character in Smash do you hate the most or want to punch the most? I forgot which one. And he said Jigglypuff. So you could say this is technically not a confirmation she was in the game, but it basically was.
Yeah. And then
we knew she was in before.
And Jigglypuff got leaked again 4 months after David Hayter doing that. They had a kind of like another one I might bring up with Smash 4. They showed some events and it showed Jigglypuff icon as one of the characters in the event.
I know you're gonna bring up
Jigglypuff
Smash 4.
is the character that gets leaked.
It's like when that one trailer in Smash 4 where, like, you know, you could see Ganondorf outside.
Yeah.
Bubble.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
It was on
Before it
Castle
was revealed.
Siege, and there was a little bubble showing that Ganondorf was off stage. You can just barely see Ganondorf. Because the image itself was also really small, because there was a bunch of different images all being shown on one page.
You know, I do find it kind of funny that two of the characters that got leaked that way, Jigglypuff and Ganondorf, were both like two of the worst characters in Brawl and Smash 4. It's almost like they didn't
It's the
care
curse
about
of getting leaked. Like, once you get leaked, it's like Sakura looks at you and you're like, you will be banished to the nether realms.
And they were like,
Shoot him down.
I mean, Jigglypuff, you probably couldn't predict maybe returning, but Ganondorf, you already knew he was gonna come back. So it's not even
Ganondorf
exciting.
wasn't going
It's
anywhere.
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I guess.
Because, like, yeah, to be fair, if they were gonna take anyone out from the original roster, it was 100% Jigglypuff.
No, Ness,
Ganondorf's not
Ness.
Yes, Ness, obviously.
Jigglypuff's more important than Ness.
Let's not get into this discussion. I actually
Also,
agree with
I
you.
forgot to mention this on the Smash 2 poll. If there was a Smash 2 poll, they called him Child Link, which makes me uncomfortable.
Child Link.
Child Link. Oh,
I
okay.
know that in another language they call him Link Bambino and Link Nino.
Link Bambino.
Link
Bambino.
Bambino.
I love that name.
I love it.
On a radio infomercial, not infomercial, an interview for Brawl, Sakurai confirmed that Ridley, Toon Link, and Bowser Jr. would 100% be in the game.
Well,
That was not the truth.
I was about to say, that's a problem.
Wait, did he actually say that, or do you mean
No, it was something somebody made up.
Oh, okay.
And everyone fell for
Ridley
it.
was actually planned to be an assist trophy in Brawl, which is cool, I guess.
Too big.
Oh yeah, okay. Really quick tangent about Ridley. One thing that's always struck me as odd or rather kind of lazy, so you know how is in Smash 4 is like that kind of like helpful boss character that like helps you? Did you know his stock icons of that show up for actually the Brawl render? It's almost like they just had no effort put in whatsoever or something.
A lot of people thought that might have been just a remnant of like Sakurai at least attempting to make Ridley playable again.
I don't think so. I think it's.
I don't think it is, but you know, it's something.
Why would he use a Brawl render?
Remember the
Or maybe
speculation
Sakurai was
that
just sitting there
Ridley
like, well, I guess I could add Ridley in as a stage boss just to make people angry.
You know what's a funny lesson that the Smash community has never seemed to learn? It's that Sakurai doesn't like give super hints like that, like ever. Like it never happens.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, Sakurai, that hint dropper. No, he doesn't ever do that.
No, like the chairs in Smash Ultimate, the erratic moving of Ridley in Smash 4, like these were two things that were not hints at all, but people literally went nuts with it because the chairs were two different colors. That was.
Well, to be fair, that was because.
Why on earth did Sakurai have purple and yellow chairs? What was he doing with those?
I guess he just likes colorful chairs.
The reason why people freaked out with the chairs is that Sakurai had like a jungle-looking plant behind him on the K Rule reveal. So people started.
There was a barrel and there was. There was a ladder.
Okay.
That was during the K Rule reveal, you said?
Yeah.
No, it was during the E3 reveal.
I see.
And it was like, oh, we need to look in the background for more hints. And there was.
Don't overthink it.
Well, because that's what it was showing before. Before K Rule was announced later. So people started thinking, oh, they're putting hints in the background. This is why we're getting Skull Kid.
Little did they really know that was actually those chairs were supposed to be hinting toward Rey Mysterio from WWE coming in to be character 6.
Do I need to have you be the first muted member of podcast number 3?
Man, you know, I can't wait to the final character in Smash Ultimate to be on Saga's like, hey, see this mural with all the characters on it? He tilts on the sides like, did you notice of his shape of Dante the whole time? Or something ridiculous like that. Like he's just like,
it was the ultimate hit.
Crazy theories are real.
No, Sakurai's like, well, you know, guys, these chairs, you didn't take it as literally as I thought you would. Literally, we're just adding 2 chairs to Smash.
Oh,
That's the character. Yeah. What are the other ones for Brawl? We completely just skipped over Brawl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, really Gino was heavily rumored for Brawl, and he was actually considered.
Mm-hmm.
And Sakurai was like, oh yeah, it'd be cool if he was in the game. And in the game, there's a remix of Beware the Forest Mushrooms that is unused.
Wait, is that true?
So, what?
Oh, I thought that was a fan-made remix.
Oh no, it's not a fan-made remix. It's in the files of Brawl.
Oh, okay.
From what I know.
Because I know there's like some other songs that are like that, but were actually like fan-made remixes. So that one's actually just.
Yeah, it's in the game, and it's very interesting.
It's very interesting. I've literally never heard that in my entire
life. I haven't heard that either.
That makes it something it was very close to actually being done.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But more importantly, did you guys know that there's a removed Donkey Kong Jr. trophy in the files of Brawl?
No, I did not know that.
I don't know that.
That's just kind of.
It was just a Melee one that was ported over, and they ported it over wrong, and like basically the textures for the eyes are like all around his head.
Man, poor Donkey Kong Jr. Man. Donkey Kong Jr. He was killed in the Great Kong War.
The Kong War.
That's real. That's real.
Video.
Anyway.
Kong, a documentary. I think it is the greatest YouTube video to exist on the platform. If you have not seen Kong, a documentary, it is about the actual Great Kong War, which is a real thing in Donkey Kong canon. And the theory of, yes, the Great Kong War is real.
How much crack do you need to smoke to sit through that shit?
Okay.
Anyway, same type of stuff you smoke
I'm gonna forcibly take the topic back, but on to the next Smash game.
Oh, it's the Great Ape War. I'm sorry, sometimes called the Kong War by the
fandom. We're not done with Brawl yet. We need to talk about We Want More, the channel with the DLC content for the Wii channel. That obviously was supposed to. Apparently, in an article, it's like, oh yeah, they're going to have there's going to be a new channel on the Wii menu that's going to be We Want More. You know,
Get it?
Yeah, and it's going to be DLC, and the characters for DLC for Smash were going to be I don't know. And so what happened was,
Why would they release DLC? They couldn't even release patches.
Yeah, but then Sakurai himself had to come out and say, yeah, the Wii's memory doesn't work that way. It literally wouldn't work. So yeah.
Was that something that was actually going to happen, or do you mean that's just something people
No,
expected?
it was something
Okay.
somebody made up. Also,
Yeah, that's what
the
I thought, I was about to
artificial
say.
intelligence rumors for the AI, where they adapted to your playstyle, which was something that was something that pretty much everyone thought was real around the time of Brawl, but it was not real.
It's real ahead of its time.
Yeah. And then we could get into Smash 4 now. You wanna take the reins on this one, Zerp?
Yeah. Anyway, so do you guys remember that one time some guy at the ESRB leaked the entire game?
Whoa! We gotta back up. That's too far in the future,
Oh, yeah,
homie.
what about the Gamatsu
What
leak?
the
That
heck?
was also true, actually.
No.
He
That
said,
was the
let's
fun leak.
literally get to the fucking end. Let's literally
The
just get there.
ESRB leak is like the one leak we should talk about first.
Wait,
because
why
it
would we
is
talk about that
the
first?
leak of a game.
You know what? You only want to
I
talk
know-
about
I
it
know
because
what
you
one to
thought it
end
was
on.
real.
Chronological order. Let's back up. Let's talk about Gamatsu first. So,
Okay, Gamatsu ended up
forgot
being
about
real.
Gamatsu.
Gamatsu was straight up real.
okay,
I don't-
we can discuss that. But Gamatsu, before it was shown at E3 2013, said he was told that 6 characters were going to be in the game, which was the Chorus Kids, Palutena, which was the Mii's. He mentioned, was it Pac-Man, Wii Fit, and Villager?
Mm-hmm.
And then Crom and
Oh yeah, he later said Crom, and he said Little Mac. Those were both added later.
well, Crom technically wasn't, but the only ones he got wrong were Crom and
Chorus
Kids.
Kids.
Which they were both planned for the game.
Yep.
So
How's
Gamatsu
one
was
get-
straight up real.
But how does one even get that much knowledge in the first place?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that was
know.
crazy. I don't know if we've ever had a leak that was that early, before the game was even shown.
Yeah,
Imagine
it's
literally getting the entire
insane.
roster spoiled for you like that. That sucks,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, there's this interesting thing. We're gonna have to go into our photo explanation mode for this one, boys. Back
I
into the
can try to pull
good
it
old
up.
times.
But
We have this one, which is the fake Palutena leak.
Oh,
In case
yeah.
you-
it was
in
well
case you
done.
didn't know- Yeah, it was
Oh,
well
yeah.
done. It really, I don't know how to explain this. It's Palutena on Battlefield,
Yeah,
except it's not
basically
really Palutena.
someone made a fake render of Palutena and put them in the game, except, it wasn't actually the real one, so they look different than Palutena we end up getting.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
main
so
thing
it's
that you
like-
can see. Oh,
It's a half fake leak, so it's
Half fake.
completely fake
Nah,
image,
it's a fake
but
leak,
they
it happens.
predicted it right anyway, so,
And
know.
I'm
Wait, what were you
Um,
gonna say? What's noticeable? Because I literally cannot, I don't see the difference.
I'm
Oh,
showing
yeah,
it.
The best way to see the difference is look at the opening
staff?
in her dress. She has shorts in the game.
Okay. And also, the staff is way too short.
Yeah,
And I'm showing it on the
that
YouTube
is a
screen so they
small
can see it.
staff. Also,
Yeah,
look
that
at her
is a very
smile.
small
That is
staff.
not the Palutena smile from the game.
Her blank face expression,
Yeah, it's a really
you
good
mean?
model, but anyway.
Her personalityless expression that she has in this game.
Also,
I
Also,
love that.
there's the iconic rumor for an assist trophy of all things. Somebody reported on a bunch of assist trophies in the game, and one, there was a bunch of them that were ended up being true, but there was one that wasn't. And it was by the name of the strongest member of the DK crew himself, Chunky Kong, getting a 3D model for the first time since DK64.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh,
This
no.
in Best
And-
Buy stuff, right? People were like, Chunky
Yeah.
Kong was an assist trophy that popped up, except he wasn't, so people make it
Yeah.
up.
But there is actual proof of this. There's one image that came out that is proof. Here it
Proof?
is.
Alright, show me your proof. I don't believe you. Let's see. Oh,
oh my
yeah.
god.
So for our listeners, he just posted a picture of Bigfoot of
I'll-
Chunky Kong photoshopped onto him. It's not.
Chunky.
Oh
no,
my
it's not
god.
proof.
I'll show it. Oh my god.
What are you talking about? It's factual proof.
Yeah, can you please put that picture inside the podcast? Thank you.
Yeah, I've showed the Sonic leak. I've shown
Oh, brother.
But
shown
yeah,
Palutena, and here is the Chunky Kong.
It's Chunky.
Oh my god.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
Oh no.
anyway, onto
Okay.
the actual leak everyone cares about in this game. It's called the
What are you
ES
talking?
leak.
Ness and the Ness and Jigglypuff hoax. That's everyone's favorite.
Yeah, I remember
No,
that.
it had the Brawl Jigglypuff models.
Ness and Jigglypuff.
Okay, honestly though, on this image, Ness's render is honestly better than the one in the game.
Excuse me, I must be enlightened. Oh.
Yeah, but it's true.
It just looks so much better.
Jesus, can you? I mean, first of all,
It's a bit more
that
detailed.
Ness freaking is oof. That is bad.
But yeah, speaking of that, real quick thing. One of my favorite things, even though like Jigglypuff and Smash 4 sucked, I was really happy when she got redesigned, like visually.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I mean,
This
Jigglypuff literally always looks the same to me.
Jigglypuff is horrifying. I don't understand.
Okay, Ness's weird smile in this picture is weird.
Ness is weird with those freaking blank eyes, staring into my soul.
All right, and now to the star of the show. Let's get to it. Lucina fighting Mario on the stage.
Oh yeah, so to everybody listening, there's a picture that came out of like, Mario and Smash Wii U supposedly fighting against Lucina supposedly on the Great Sea from Wind Waker.
Honestly, it doesn't look too bad as a lake.
The stage did not actually exist. And,
really?
Was this before Lucina was actually revealed?
Yeah, this was before Lucina was
Yeah,
announced.
okay, so that was not the real Lucina. Yeah, I had a feeling. I was about to say, like, that is not Lucina.
And that is not the real Mario. That's
Oh,
actually
yeah, her
Brawl
counter
mods.
animation's not that. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Also,
actually.
that was supposed to be Lucina's idol stance.
Oh, okay.
Which would have been way cooler, honestly.
She looks like
she's
an edgy
posed in a way where,
14-year-old.
Like, she's like,
It's interesting.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, she's like holding her sword up, like, next to her shoulder.
Well, Jiggly will put these in the podcast, right?
I haven't shown the
You
Ness
guys do need to
Jigglypuff
keep
one.
in mind that some people aren't going to be on a computer.
Yeah,
So
some
you
of
guys
there's
actually
also
explain
we
damage.
gotta remember a lot of people are on Spotify and such.
Cringe.
All right.
Wow,
now
you're
let's
calling
get to the
Spotify
actual main
listeners?
event.
By the way, it
ESRB
must be
League.
said that Mario picture, like the image of Mario right now, like in comparison to the Lucina, you can literally tell the difference in quality.
Yeah.
Like
I posted the
immediately.
Lucina one. People can see.
But
the
that's
Lucina
actually
one.
the Mario from Brawl with Brawl mods, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
It looks pretty good.
Oh man, and that's gonna get me in trouble with this next leak.
ESRB League.
Well, actually, we should bring up
Can I
the
explain
Van
it?
Rose leak. Because the Van Rose came out before the ESRB, and it links
Well,
into
let's
the
go into
ESRB.
ESRB, but yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
basically Van Rose and someone else, I forgot. But everyone called it the Van Rose leak at the time. Van Rose leaked like everything in the game, pretty much.
Yeah.
All the new characters and stuff, and I'm trying to pull it
Yeah.
up on the actual wiki, and
I
I'm
can
not
say it.
finding it. Sure.
They said Lucas Wolf, the Ice Climber Snake, had been cut, and Shulk, Dr. Mario, Dr. Pip, Bowser Jr., and the Koopa Clown Car, and the Koopalings with alternate costumes, and Duck Hunt Dog, and all that stuff. They literally leaked the entire freaking roster.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after that, the ESRB leak came in, which basically confirmed all that stuff. Basically,
Let's
basically-
skip over the ESRB leak. It's not really that
shut
big.
It is shit. You guys keep on
That's
trying
all
to
you
go
wanted
away.
to talk about, man.
It's the biggest Smash leak of all time.
Wait,
It
Zero.
really
I have
is.
to ask you.
All right.
Do you want us to bring it up so bad because you believed it was real the entire time, and you want to get bragging points about it?
No, that's actually not why. It's
Dang it.
because it's the big one that matters.
It's the big
one.
kahuna.
Quiet.
Also, because Smash 4 is a boring game, I'd rather move on as fast as possible. But
Wow. The leaks
As
have
someone
nothing
played a
to
lot
do
of
with the
Smash 4.
game.
yeah,
That's
Anyway.
irrelevant.
I miss Smash 4 Ganondorf's voice.
no, the real reason is because I wanted to talk about Photoshop's Little Mac, but you guys, anyway.
We got Photoshop
Jesus
Little Mac
Christ,
and
what year is it?
But
It's like
anyway,
6
me
years
and
old.
Mr. Game & Watch's hand being his mustache. Warrior's
Let me
mustache.
see if I
Yeah,
can find that
anyway, so to everybody who's listening who doesn't know about the stuff, because, not everybody's heard of this leak before. ESRB leak was basically someone from ESRB, which we didn't know was real or false at the time, took images of everything of the game, including the character select screen, took some slight gameplay footage, although oddly enough only on stages that were old that you could have modded in Brawl, which was a weird decision. Like, you saw Shulk first, I believe Duck Hunt on Yoshi's Story, which a lot of people were like, that's a mod, which I can't even really blame them because, yeah, why do you choose Yoshi's Story? You should have chosen a new one. That's really weird. But, Anyway, a lot of people at the time thought Shulk's render was off because he had the same like facial position as like Lil Max. They were
Yeah.
like, it's a Photoshop, which it turns out this was not a Photoshop. This was actually the real render.
Yeah, I'm
Which is
showing
hilarious
the GIF and
to think
everything
about,
that was
but yeah.
posted.
But yeah, basically, a lot of people believed in it, a lot of people didn't. But I think it was like 2 days in, there was a Korokoro scan that showed what's it called? Tomodachi Life got a stage, right?
Mhm.
And this was actually leaked inside the ESRB leak. It's just not a lot of people noticed it because it was on the stage. Some people still were in denial, thought like, they got the Korokoro scan early. But yeah, if you got the Korokoro scan early and you can mod all of this that fast, you're a literal deity. Like,
And
awesome.
then the video,
Like, like-
video came out, and then that was it. Oh no, the
Yeah.
video came out after. Wait, no, did it?
Some
No, never
people
mind.
still believed in it being fake, but yeah, it became like a very like small minority at that time. Like almost everyone believed it in it.
And
near the end.
then the Ganondorf off stage, and then that was just it.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's crazy looking back at that time.
Yeah, it
yeah.
was just a. it
And
was
for
just
the
a
rest of
weird
our
time.
lives.
And
we'll be
then
hearing-
after that, I don't believe the Smash Wiki actually has this, but Mewtwo got revealed as DLC, but shortly afterwards, there was these rumors about Rayman because Artsy Omni made this really cool render.
the big
Yeah, you know
boy.
what I'm talking about. You guys
It's
probably know
not-
this.
it's not the
Basically,
biggest
the
fake
first
leak in
Smash
Smash
fight
history.
was, but yeah, basically, there was like not really a leak, but it was like an image of Rayman's render, which was not a real render. It was a very high quality render. And they also had like a little fake Mewtwo render of the character select screen to make it look more legitimate, which it
And
really
then they
did,
had
but
an actual
yeah.
video of it.
None of this was real though.
Oh,
And then
but-
they had
Yeah,
an
it's
actual
a good
video of it, and
memory.
everyone was like, "Whoa, that's a
Yeah.
pizza pie."
Well, video of another character select screen.
you
Not
guys
in-
remember the ES,
Not a video
the
of
actual.
Rayman in the game
because
This
that
isn't a
would be
conspiracy.
pretty much impossible.
But another big one is I completely went blank. What was I gonna say?
Actually, I want to go
Like-
back just a second because I want to out myself. Right after
Yeah?
the ESRB leak happened, the photo leaks, people started posting some 3DS actual video leaks. And the big one was, it was Lucina, Bowser Jr., and something else. And I remember seeing that video and going, well, this could just be a brawl mod.
Yeah. See, this is what I was
See-
talking about. Was like I was really mad that they didn't shoot because I felt like it was real, but I was like, why aren't they
Oh,
using
man.
the new stages? They're just making it look fake for no reason.
Yeah, no,
But anyway,
oh, man.
anyway,
Oh,
after that, because a lot of people forgot about this, but Roy and Ryu were
Yeah,
actually
Roy
leaked
and
by
Ryu.
Datamine.
Oh,
Where
man.
basically their data was in the game with like songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And but now here's the really funny one that most people don't know about is that after this, there was these placeholders which end up becoming Corrin, Cloud, and Bayonetta. These were put in just 2 weeks after the Smash Ballot was up and running.
Announced.
So
So-
basically, we can't say this for a fact, but Bayonetta was probably planned to be in the game, and your votes really didn't matter that much for her.
Well,
they're
That's why-
probably
that's why
what
they said
happened-
among like real quick before someone Slars made a comments. That's why I've said among realizable characters. Realizable is not really a real word. You can use it to mean whatever you want. So, for example, among characters that were going to be DLC anyway, could have been what it meant. So yeah, she probably got the most votes out of like all the DLC characters. But
Yeah.
the good news though is that the Smash Ballot seems to have been, at least according to Sakura, used in a Smash Ultimate, which is probably why with K. Rool,
Yeah, K-Roll almost
But I'm just
definitely
saying,
on the ballot.
I want to throw this out also before more people swarm in comments. I just want to throw out there, I do not hate Bayonetta as a character. I actually like that she got on Smash 4. I just think the way she was included was rather dishonest. That's all I'm saying.
What I think is
I mean,
BS
it's
is
definitively
that,
dishonest.
man, they said they had the ballot and the most popular characters would be considered for the game, but Britney Spears still.
Oh,
Still! I don't know if y'all heard about the Britney Spears thing, but 4chan.
Do you know what year it is?
No,
Are you making a joke
4chan.
about Britney Spears.
No,
in the current
4chan.
year?
4chan, when it first came out, they said, guys, we gotta vote for Britney.
Yeah.
And the
I did-
thread blew up. It started getting posted everywhere. Everyone vote for Britney Spears. And people around the
Vote
internet were like,
for
I
Britney.
don't even play Smash Brothers, but I gotta vote for Britney Spears. And it was a really big thing when the ballot first came out. A shit ton of people were voting for Britney Spears. And I want to know, was she actually up there? Like, was she in the top at least 50?
It's internet culture.
I hope that they look through that and they're like, oh, King K. Rool. Oh, look, we got Gino. Oh, Isaac. Britney Spears and Sakurai and all the other Japanese game developers was like, who the fuck is Britney Spears?
Oh yeah.
Britney Spears. Okay,
I
Britney
forgot to
Spears
say
was an
this,
international sensation. First of all.
Anyway, I forgot to say this, but
know.
about the Bayonetta and Cloud thing real quick. Those placeholders I talked about had Ike's character parameters and ZeroSoul Samus's.
Yep.
So like we do know from this that like Cloud was partially based off Ike, which before
No, duh.
does not mean he's not a clone. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he is.
Game developers
listen,
reuse stuff
anybody-
all the time as basis, but it does not mean for clone. Bayonetta is not a ZeroSoul Clams clone, even though they both do combos.
They both do ladder
First of all,
combos at the same.
Zero. Anybody that would like actually
know.
legitimately argue,
They would not be
that-
watching this video.
Literally, no. Not even. They literally have a soup brain. Literally, they're nothing. Nothing. You're nothing.
You gotta stop defending yourself. You're making the mistake of YouTubers going, "This is just my opinion. I know everyone has their own opinion." Fuck that. Say this is fact.
If anyone's
whatever I say
call
is.
them
Oh my god.
freaking basement dwelling
We should
moron.
probably get back onto the topic of how Shovel Knight was supposedly leaked for the game.
Oh yeah, bad.
Yeah, What happened was
Wasn't
somebody
it
saw
live?
a Shovel Knight amiibo super early on, and they're like, "Whoa, the only guys who have gotten amiibos right now are Smash Brothers characters. So that means the Shovel Knight's going to be in the game." Somebody made a leap in logic.
Wow,
Yeah,
Smash fans
and then
connect
like
to things that
a
don't
bunch
freaking
of insiders pretended to know, like, yeah, he's in the game. Shovel
Whatever.
Knight. Shovel Knight, and everyone forgot about that later. It's like, we still trust you. Yeah, I don't know why you guys trust him, but okay. They fell for Shovel Knight because of the amiibo.
I mean, that's a
Listen,
fine leap
you've
in
got
logic, but like the
classic
problem
games.
is the Mario Party amiibos came out like at the same time, so that means those things were getting developed. Yeah, Wave 2 of the Smash Brothers amiibos. Waluigi's gonna be DLC, everybody.
Yeah.
Anywho, I think we're done with Smash 4 for now. And we go into the early days of Smash 4, and we're not going to talk about the leak, the hoax, until the end, because this one's the one.
You mean Smash Ultimate?
Smash
but
Ultimate.
yeah.
Yep. By the way.
Yeah, I know. So starting off, we have a Springman and Decidueye on a stage.
Oh,
I
God.
remember that.
From,
Yeah. That was really well made. Whoever did that did a good job.
No,
was that the
what?
one that was a
It was,
video?
like, when he jumped up and did the back air, it's like, this thing is not real.
Yeah, I never fell for it, but I was pretty impressed from it from like a model.
Yeah, it was
perspective.
a
I thought that
really
cool.
nicely done leak. And then there was
Yeah,
the other
The
one.
Kirby Air Ride, like city trial thing, that was like the same thing. It was like really impressive stage concept. I don't think it had any fake new characters there, but it was like you can kind of tell it's fake just because the art style is different than the rest of the game. But it was like it looked really cool. So it's like, I know this is fake, but it's like I kind of wish this was real.
I'm gonna skip around to.
And also, one of my favorite fake leaks is Pokefloats 2. Someone made
That's crazy.
Oh
a
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool
I had that
man.
image
Pokefloats
there.
2 is like where they had all these like really cool like balloons of all the Pokemon characters. I think they had
Yeah,
Skull
I'll
Kid and
post it
Bandana
here.
on it.
Okay.
I forgot which characters are on it to be real, but like what I cared
Yeah.
about there was Pokefloats 2. That was awesome. It looked
What?
great.
Wait.
I knew it was- Shut up.
Back
I knew it was
up.
fake. What?
You're on the Bandana Waddle Dee podcast, and you're saying
Yeah,
you're
well-
more excited for Pokefloats 2 than Bandana Waddle
Yes,
Dee.
because the leak is obviously fake. It was models.
All right,
Characters
here's
are
the
obviously
time when I
fake.
here's the
Always
time when I mentioned
Pokefloats
this.
2 looked kind of real.
I'm so sad right now. I thought we were homies.
Here's
But
the
no,
time
I
when
care
mentioned
about
this
the
to
Bandana.
everyone
Oh my
on
God.
the fun.
Misinterpreted what I'm saying. But yeah, what I was saying is that the Pokefloats 2 stage looked way better than the fake Bandana D and Skull
Yeah.
Kid. That's what I meant to say.
Quite
Does
cool.
not
Skull
mean
Kid
I'm more
looks pretty
excited
good.
for Pokefloats 2 than
Yeah.
the character.
I think
Skull
that
Kid was pretty
Bandana Waddle Dee makes it like I could have believed it if it was just Skull Kid, but that Bandana Waddle Dee does.
The shading on the
Skull
there was
Kid
something
fits in
off
really
with the-
well. Skull Kid's a little bit too detailed, honestly, when it comes to shading. Like he looks like he's actually too good to be in the game, which is kind of
Yeah, and also the
that's the
Pokemon
best praise
Sage
I
is
could give a
too
league,
good to be
honestly.
in the game.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then we have
noticeable
like
as well.
low poly Bandana Waddle Dee over there, who
Yeah,
doesn't look like he has pupils.
Bandana looks like he's actually from the game, which is why he doesn't
Yeah.
fit in. It makes everything else look jarring.
Yeah.
ZeroSoul, did you hear my argument for why it was fake when it first came out?
No.
My argument was if you look at the tassels on Bandana Waddle Dee's bandana, you can see that the physics are not being applied when it's either jumping or falling. It is stuck in place like an idle animation, which means it's fake.
This argument.
Yeah, no, that was my argument. I haven't seen anyone else mention that. I don't know.
I mean,
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I
no,
want to
like
skip around to something because this is one that I thought was hilarious. How long we talked about this? Can we talk about the Agnes leak? Holy crap! That
yeah,
leak was
I
literally
know,
the worst thing I have
know
ever
some people
seen.
believed in
You
it.
know how
I looked at
long
it
we
for
talked
2
about that?
seconds and thought it was the fakest thing ever, just because it was like that render was trash.
Trash.
I mean, it wouldn't,
These
like, what?
renders are
Very,
I wanna
so bad.
very bad.
Yeah, but I want to throw something out here. It's like Nintendo has this thing called quality control, and if they think a render looks ugly, it will not make it into the game.
And first of all, can you literally putting that freaking warrior render next to
But
the
yeah,
Agnes render?
But anyway,
It's
basically,
embarrassing.
Agnes
how bad.
Agnes looks pretty off. Shadow looks fine, except he looks like he's not.
No,
3D.
he looks like
2D,
he's been
and then
drawn.
yeah, exactly. He looks 2D.
Chorus
and
kids are the
then-
only ones that look fine, and then we get
and
to
then
the
That's
other
'cause
Lloyd
they're
one.
has
literally
like
drawing.
the worst face of all time. Like,
Okay,
I don't know how to
Lloyd, I
describe
could
Lloyd.
accept.
The
Ken.
Isaac?
What is wrong with poor Ken?
Just looks
Oh
dead.
my god.
Lloyd,
he looks-
Lloyd looks. What happened to Lloyd? And then Skull Kid doesn't even look like he's a part of her anything. And then Isabel looks like she is Isabel.
Literally looks like they took a freaking model out of freaking Animal Crossing
Yeah.
Wild World and put it as an image. Yeah, it's pretty
It
bad.
looks
I
like
don't
her
know.
official art.
Fortune
from,
talked
New
about
Leaf.
this leak for like 3 or 4 days straight.
Yeah,
How?
that's
Yeah, that was
weird.
ridiculous. As soon as he's on, I'm like, this isn't real. I don't know.
Although
why
to
people
be
think
fair,
it is.
I do want to throw this out. The vast majority of people on /V were saying it was fake. It was just like weird people thought it was real.
Listen, talking
Alright.
about it for that long is
I think the main reason the
nightmare.
leak was kept around for so long is just because people thought it was fun to make fun of because it really wasn't very good.
I don't know.
No, it's
They
not
got
the most
pretty
no,
bad.
no. People got real in depth with it. They zoomed into Agnes's
Yeah.
eyes and tried to compare it to Palutena's. It was embarrassing. Why would you ever do
Yeah,
this?
it's like these things already look really bad. Like, what are you? What are you doing? Also, we need to talk about the most iconic Smash leak of all time right now.
Oh lord.
That ended up not
so
being
I just
true.
wanna
The
put this
Amingo leak.
Oh, Domingo, I forgot.
I never saw this.
Yeah,
It-
but really quick thing before we get back into Domingo.
Yeah.
About Agnes, real quick. The other thing that I wanted to throw is that there, the accent mark on her E is actually flipped the wrong way of what it should be.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's
I
another
remember
thing
that was like the killer of it.
laughably wrong about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there was a fake Amingo render and like fake Amingo gameplay screenshot, which is actually
It
pretty well
looked-
made. It's just
yeah,
I
it
don't
looks-
think anyone believed it because Amingo.
It's a Mingo.
I
Also,
mean,
why
it'd
is this
be
logo
cool.
the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite logo?
By the way, I
The
just
one
want
thing
to
it shouldn't
mention
have
really
been.
quick. This is what the Agnes leak looked like. I didn't pull it up originally, but for those that are watching the YouTube video, this is what it looked like.
Anyone who's on Spotify, go and die, I guess.
What's-
No,
Die.
please watch on
She knew.
Spotify. Please watch on Spotify. We need Spotify stats more than anything.
But yeah, do you guys remember that leak where like there's a bunch of Togetic renders everywhere? Yeah,
That
you know
one's
that
true.
one.
Shut up! You
Yeah,
bring this
that
up every
one.
week.
You know, the one that I
Why do you
totally
bring this
debate.
up every week? What are we,
Look at
animals?
this one that actually looks better than almost half of the leaks on the internet, right?
We don't have the memory span of a goldfish. We remember when you did it last
Good.
week.
You're welcome.
You're an animal.
Thank
Toketics
you.
are lame anyways.
That's not
Anyways.
That's
Okay, here's a link that I actually fell for,
Oh,
which is
the
this
Whirlpool
Gino
leak?
one.
Dude.
Oh, okay.
Not the Whirlpool, the
Oh.
Gino one.
Did
This
you
Oh,
one
yeah,
know
the
looks
that?
Gino
so
leak.
real to me.
Yeah.
The Gino
I
one
didn't
was
like it.
solid.
Fall for it. I didn't fall for it, but I thought it was pretty well made because again,
No,
like,
me
it
it's
was
too.
one of
just
those things
that
that's
I
like,
thought
wow,
Gino
this is a
was
cool
in
model.
Beyond the Shadow. I thought it was Beyond the
Ah,
Shadow of a
gotcha.
Doubt that Gino was in, and I was like, you know what, this just looks like Gino. I'm just gonna say this one's true. But it came. Then I realized that it came with a set of images that were these abominations, and you
Oh
know.
yeah, the fake Dixie Kong. I forgot about.
Okay, that Dixie Kong render looks okay. It looks
Oh
passable.
god, I
The-
forgot
the
about
model,
this.
The model is bad. The Banjo render is terrible, and the Banjo model
It's
is passable.
literally his
Banjo
like
feels like he's
N64 render.
literally ripped out of N64 and like not updated at all. It's weird.
It's
Okay,
like
his model looks
uncanny.
okay. It's
holy crap.
works.
No, his model does
Also,
not
why
look
does
okay.
it
What
look
kind of
like-
walk
also, why
cycle
does it
is
look
that?
like
No
it
one
came
would
from
ever
the
walk cycle.
3DS.
Banjo be like,
Yeah, his
gonna
skinny
go get some milk kids. Be right back.
Also, I like that walk
Jiggly.
cycle of his.
God.
Look at it. Now, I gotta bring something up. This is gonna be a sub-series of images.
Bro, listen.
Banjo 3D models are all so weird looking. Look at it.
I'm not showing the YouTube audience this.
Yeah, no, you don't need to
no
show
one
these. I'm
deserves
just
to
gonna-
have
Yeah,
this etched
basically,
into their
everyone
brain.
listening, it's like he's posting a bunch of like T-posing banjos that
T-posing
look
banjos.
really ugly.
And really shitty.
But there's the iconic one at the bottom that's used in a bunch of memes, and I love it so much.
Oh my
It does
god.
look like how Banjo would look on the GameCube.
So
But
speaking
anyways-
of, this was not a leak, but since we're speaking of leak and models, we have to talk about Grotesque Steve and his impact.
No,
No, we don't.
No, we were gonna get to
It
that.
happens.
We
We
were
do
gonna
not
get to
need to
that.
talk
I was
about it.
absolutely gonna get to
It
that.
was real. It happened. Steve, unfortunately,
not real.
started looking
It's
really
not
gross.
Hashtag grotesque Steve blackout, media blackout. Holy shit! You're not gonna censor us Steve fans here. You guys are not gonna stop us.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
this one I'm going to tell you right now, Jiggly. You have to show this image specifically. Not that one. Get it out of here, Gino. Look at him. He looks like a monkey.
Oh,
and also,
God.
I made it a meme because it's just the reaction image. It's just
No.
no.
Yeah, so basically, for everyone
This was
listening,
done
there's
too
a-
well.
There was a fake like a victory pose of Gino where he was
Listen.
basically just like staring at the screen. He has his gun thingy pointed up.
It
He
was
looks like a
call it
monkey.
arm cannon.
It was very realistic. It was actually
He
too
looks like
well
a
done.
monkey. Look at him.
Yeah, he's way too detailed.
Okay,
for the game.
so for those watching on
He
YouTube,
would not mesh with the art style.
I did not stretch this. This is not a stretch Gino. I did not take the side of
Yeah,
the
he
image
does look
enhancement and
stretchy.
stretched it outwards. But it looks like he's a wide boy. Who did
mean,
this
like-
to him?
No.
Why
I
are
mean,
they
look at
letting
this.
Gino eat so many Big Macs?
I mean, look, even when you look at the texturing of his like cape, like Nintendo wouldn't do that. Come on, guys. Let's be realistic here. Let's not worship. Come
Yeah.
on, that is very
Alright.
well done.
Guys, I think
crazy
it's time.
amount.
Unless you guys have something else to do, I think it's time to talk about the leak.
The
big
Grinch.
The Grinch.
The
You're a
Grinch.
mean one.
No, actually, before that,
Mr. Grinch.
there's one other we should bring up. The Ken leak. So
Oh,
first
yeah,
is
that's
so
a
first is leak taking the debug mode of the game, which was
memento.
proven true after the game came out because it was true of Ken just doing a thumbs up taunt and literally nobody cared. Basically, like, nobody talked about it. It was really
Well, it was talked about, but people just it didn't
We talked
matter.
about it a bit, but
It was
yeah,
a
nobody
Ken.
really
Everyone was just
cared.
like, well, yeah, it's real. That was it.
Everyone
Yeah,
expected
that's
wait,
what
Ken.
happened.
Wait. How long was the Grinch leak like circulating? How long was that?
And
That
it's like-
was
It
a
was
week or
for
two?
it was for like a half a month, and it was
Dude, that half of month of like abrupt, just absolute chaos was like straight up crack
Yeah.
into my veins. Holy shit, it was so
Yeah,
great.
I
I
didn't
loved the glitch.
I didn't really care too much
It
either
was
way,
so-
but
it
I
was so
did
much
end up
fun.
falling for it, and I found it really fun. So, to everyone who doesn't know about the Grinch leak, basically what happened is that
First
there
of
was
all,
there was
how'd
a
you get
French-
this far?
there was supposedly a French printing company where like they had a Grinch render from like the new Grinch movie at the time, right? That was not seen before, and then right next to it there was a finished mural of a Smash Ultimate. Like, you know all those characters of that mural with the art? Well, they had another version of it with like 6 new characters, which
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe were Mock Rider, Chorus Kids, Shadow the Hedgehog, Banjo Kazooie, Gino, and
Isaac.
Ken. I forgot. About, oh yeah,
Everyone
Isaac.
forgets
Isaac
about
was
Isaac.
there.
poor Ken.
Yeah, I forgot Isaac was there.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact about the leak. I'm pretty sure Mario to Plumber alluded to it existing before it happened, like in one
Yeah,
YouTube video, and
everyone thinks
everyone
it was
just
Mario
wanted to
to
ignore
Plumber.
it because we're like, no, nobody like that could make it. That's probably what happened. It was probably him.
I think
Which I would just want to throw out there to whoever made this, I love you. Because that was the funniest leak of all time.
probably
the best
the
time
leak,
of Smash
the
Bros.
leak of
Hilarious.
literally all
It
leaks
was
ever.
hilarious. I love it.
I wasn't even sure, literally leading up to that direct, which made the direct so much better, was that I was not sure if this leak was real or not. I remember
Yeah.
getting so hyped
Yeah,
when
I
this
was,
leak
I
got
was behind the
confirmed to
idea
be
that it was
fake.
just gonna be Gino and
When I
Ken.
saw it in Cineroar, I was like, oh my god, we're all.
Oh,
By the way,
meltdown. Okay, you wanna know what made it worse for me
I would-
specifically? So I was at school and I only got to watch it up to Ken getting announced, and I was like, oh, since Ken's there, that means the leak has to be real, and I had to wait 3 hours to get home. I get on my device, and one of my friends is like, oh, you ready for this direct? He was like, I saw it, and you're gonna really like it. And I'm like, oh, really? And then it was just Incineroar, and I'm like,
Yeah, when you're expecting Banjo. For everyone
Oh,
who
yeah,
doesn't know,
we're not
like,
gonna talk about why I
Baraka
was expecting
really,
Banjo.
really wanted Banjo at the time, so it's like, Yeah, I can see why that was
Well,
stuck for
in
him,
case
so-
I would like to
people hearing this podcast don't know, I actually came to Discord because it was like, okay. My friend was like, "Oh, you know the Bandana D Discord is having a meltdown over the fact that this is probably real." I'm like,
Yep.
"Oh, let me get in on that." And that was the birth of my existence. I came to life in that
Awful.
time.
But
I came
by the
out of
way,
the egg, the Baraka egg.
from the bottom of my heart, I would like to give a sincere apology to this French printing company that had to deal with the
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't actually give a fuck. But actually, the amount of harassment they probably got for literally half a month, and the amount of harassment this one dude probably got, was probably
that one dude who did
overwhelming.
nothing wrong.
Dude, that's the saddest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Imagine getting harassed for half a month by deranged psychopathic Smash fans who
You know, I do have to wonder, is making a fake leak like this, like how you get into the CIA? Like, is that how you get, like, top
No, you gotta.
I can confirm that is not true.
Okay,
But certain hoaxes like that are looked into.
gotcha.
You gotta overthrow your first Latin American
because it's
country
very
to get into the CIA. buddy, sorry.
Oh, I see, yeah. Well, that is true, unfortunately.
Rookie
Like,
number
I don't.
Okay, but like the reason I believe this leak wasn't because of the characters, it's because of the layers to it, to like the connections to the different things. It was like, oh yeah.
Okay, so something I want to get into is just explain it a little bit. Why it's even called the Grinch leak in the first place is because it was Snapchat photos, first of all.
Yeah.
Fucking Snapchat, which I think makes me love it even more. Just what lengths they went to fake it and then put it through Snapchat. Was it actually France? For some reason I thought it was Sweden.
It
was France.
It was in France, yeah.
Okay, so France. And then it was for a printing company that does advertising, and there was a bunch of Grinch renders there. And these were renders that weren't seen yet. Like, we never saw those renders. I don't know if those renders ended up being real. I
believe they did.
Okay, so I think the renders ended up being real, and it was shown before those renders became real, which, what people commonly do is they have one inside source, so they make up fake stuff, so then when one thing gets confirmed, everything else looks real.
Okay, here's what makes me confused about the leak so much. They had Isabel there, which they would have had to recreate that, because like around the time of this happening, like the time it would have taken to make that mural, Isabel wouldn't have been like announced yet, unless they were speed painting it, which I don't know how that happened.
They might have
that's
just
what I'm saying.
adjusted it. They might have.
Whoever made this is like godlike in making fake leaks, and I love it.
I remember.
Props to them. I love you.
I remember seeing evidence that it was fake, and I remember just literally, like, effectively being gaslit into believing that this thing was real, even with errors like the background not matching up and stuff like that,
Yeah.
with like the hypersaturation on characters like Jiggly. I still believe that thing was like partially real, at least up to that direct. It's actually like crazy how well done that leak was.
Also,
And the fact that it included the Grinch at all, I think that's just like the best part. Was like there are a bunch of things from the Grinch movie that we hadn't even seen in like the first place. That just made it like so much better. I really liked the Grinch, like that entire like time frame.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Also, fun fact, Mario to Plumber just was straight up like at the end of him like being on his rant about how everyone sucks. At the end, it was like, oh yeah, Banjo-Kazooie's in the game, and then Banjo-Kazooie is in the game. So in the end.
In the end, he still has 400 Rosalina amiibos. Did he keep those? Does he still have them?
I thought he burnt them on fire, but I might not be sure.
That might have
I'm not
happened.
sure.
I don't know.
That dude is a psycho. You gotta be like a sociopath to do that shit.
He's a
You
professional
really have to.
shitposter, and I respect for professional
Bro,
shitposter.
get a job. Anything else? Stop shitposting. I hate you.
Once you get to that level of memeage, I don't think you need a job.
You know what? Shitting on the Smash community. You know what? Never mind. That is a job.
Yeah. After that, there aren't really any more huge leaks. Other
Actually,
than
there's one.
there's one.
The data mine for the file
Oh
name.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
so after Joker
because this
got
was right
announced,
after Grinch. This
there's
was
the
right
file
after
names-
Joker.
There's the file names of
Oh,
Jack, Pacoon, which I believe was Piranha Plant Japanese, and then Brave, which people were like, oh, that's going to be Erdrick because his class is Hero or Brave or whatever it's called. It's like the same thing.
Was that not real?
Japanese, which ended up being Hero, which was Erdrick, just with other characters too. So yeah,
you mean
basically that leak.
Gohan,
Basically, everyone who believed that was real was true, and I was stupid because I thought it was dark matter. But it's like, wait, he's floaty. The
Oh
character
my
parameter
god!
says
Stop
floaty. He's
it,
gonna be
Banjo,
dark
Bro,
matter.
Banjo.
Stop it!
So
Only
he
you
because
believe
he's gonna be
that.
brave to fight him.
Okay, I thought it was Banjo because of the slide, and also at that point it was like, oh, it's Paku as Plan, and it was Jack as Joker, so I thought it was like, oh, it'd just be the first letter of the names. So I thought it would be Banjo because he had the slide and the use like really weird. And I was like, in the end, I still got Banjo at around the same time, so it really didn't hurt to be wrong about it.
Yeah.
But it was like,
I mean, it didn't hurt me because I have a weird thing where it's like, I guess most people care a lot if they get a character they don't like, where it's like, I just don't care. Where like everybody's just neutral to me unless I really like them, which is really rare anyway. I just kind of don't care. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna play as them or and see if I like them or not.
At this point with Corrin, I just feel like I've been hurt by Smash so much that it's like a masochistic relationship. I don't
see.
Smash is consistently a bunch of disappointments to me, and I understand people make fun of this series, even though I think I like it deep down.
All right. Anyway, just enough. So there's two other leaks.
I don't want to bring up any leaks that have not yet been confirmed about DLCs, specifically the Mii costume one. Let's not get into that one.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about those. Those weren't the ones I'm going to talk
about. That's fine. I just wanted to mention that.
Actually, I do want to talk about one a little bit, but I'll get into that at the end. So first, this is something a lot of people forgot about. That like it was very big of a time, but Best Buy leaked Joker's render.
Oh,
you guys remember that?
Oh yeah, that happened.
That was hilarious.
Hey, did you know that? Oh yeah, the Best Buy proceeded to leak like 3 other games at that time.
Yeah,
and the Best Buy Twitter was just like having a time with it.
So one other thing that made the Grinch really quick more credible than it should have had at the time was that the Healing Sprout was the item of this game, right? But he also looked very similar to this like Siren G thing from Golden Sun.
From Golden Sun.
So when we saw that in like a little thing before it got announced, a lot of people were like, "Oh, was it Golden Sun?" I even wrote an article about it, where it was like, "Oh, this might be from Golden Sun." It was like not confirmed, but it's like, "Yeah, I think it's from Golden Sun." In my article, I wrote about it. You know.
Yep.
So another leak that people this is not one people forgot about because it's very recent, but the SNK leak. Do you guys know about that?
Yep.
I forgot which Nintendo site put it up, but like basically one of them SNK copyright on the Fighter's Pass, which made it kind of hilariously obvious.
You know what's sad about that one? It was 2 days before the Direct. They almost
I thought it was the night before. I thought it was the night before.
Oh, speaking of that, no, it's like 2 days.
The Castlevania music leak?
No, you're thinking, I was about to say, Castlevania.
Oh, Castlevania was the night before.
Right before Smash, the Smash blog accidentally linked, like they posted the right song, except they accidentally posted a link to a YouTube video that was not listed yet. To I forgot, I think Bloody Tears. It was a song from Castlevania.
It was Bloody Tears.
This is before Simon was revealed the next day. It was like, yeah, everyone knew who was in at that point. It was kind of funny.
It's always sad when it's like you don't expect it, but then like the day before. It was so close.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't completely unexpected. I think we had actually been leaked.
At that point, pretty much everyone thought that Simon would be in.
It was Virgibin. He had talked about that before.
Virgibin talked about it. But then there are still people who didn't believe Virgibin.
There are still people today that don't believe Virgibin because
I don't believe Virgibin now because it seems like he doesn't have information. It seems like he's doing shots in the dark.
No. I mean, post.
He means pre-DLC.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like I was like, you guys, it's obvious.
But anyway,
nuts.
Anyway, the one thing I wanted to say is I know Jiggly doesn't want me to talk about it, but the Mii costumes.
All right, just a second. If y'all care about leaks that are potentially real, even though it is most likely not real, I would skip forward like 2.5 minutes. All right.
I don't think we should.
How about you put a timestamp there before?
Nope, I won't.
Oh, it's an audio stream. You can't.
Okay, but anyway, so basically what happens is someone
timestamp in the audio.
Someone showed a footage of like Hero stage with Ken on it.
Yeah.
They had gameplay footage of Mii costumes of Kako Demon from Doom and Malo from Super Mario RPG, which a lot of people at the time believed it, and I think there's just still people who believe in it. It's just that this leak's pretty old and nothing from it has
nothing's happened from
it.
And
what I personally think is that it's just someone got ahead of modding, because let me throw this out there real quick. If you got ahead of modding and you could put up this Mii costume, you could fool people to think whatever you want. And here's the other thing that makes me think it's fake. is why aren't they showing the characters? Like, okay, if you're implying Doom Guy and Gina N, why aren't you doing that? Oh wait, because you can't do that because it's too hard to mod. Oh, or
people
even
who
worse.
work on
Here's
original
something even
characters,
worse to think about.
people who work on characters and people who work on me costumes are different teams.
Yeah, but there's something more sinister that might be true here too, where it's like hypothetically this leak could be real, and Doom Guy and Jima could still not be in. It could be someone trying to mislead you and get your heartstreins and ruin everything. Which
I could.
That's true. That's just sinister and evil.
I have stayed away. I gotta say something. I've stayed away from like Smash speculation since the game released or whatever. What's with this whole Doom Guy thing? Why do we suddenly have to give a fuck about Doom Guy?
Oh no, we
characters get popular.
That was a very fortune-centric thing for me.
No, it's just that characters get like super popular, and characters like they ebb and flow in popularity in terms of speculations. Like yeah, you're not expected to like all of them or dislike all of them. It's just people care a lot whether or not you do for some reason. I personally don't really care about anyone really outside like the dandy and like dark matter.
He was character of the month, except like he was speculated before that. Unlike most characters of the month, he was like heavily speculated beforehand, which is why he was a character of the month for a longer time than most.
I remember like
a lot of people because like he was heavily speculated, and then like a lot of information came out making people think that he'd be in.
Doom Eternal. Yeah.
It's like worse than like I don't want to say his name wrong. Heihachi, where everyone was like
Heihachi.
Yep. Heihachi, and it was like everyone was like all the fake leaks had Heihachi, and then all of a sudden everyone stopped talking about Heihachi, and it was like. Why was this even a thing?
Well, Heihachi especially was because it's one of the only characters Sakurai went, I was going to add this character as DLC. Like, he straight up said that right after the costume came out. He said, I was going to add this character as DLC, but we decided against it. And ever since he said that, he said that about a lot of characters where he almost include them but didn't, and then they get added later. Like Villager, like the Mii's, he said that like they were thought about. Pac-Man, And that's why he was like, everyone just thought, oh, that's such an easy one to throw in because people know Sakurai's talked about it.
I mean, I guess people that have been in the Geno train have been suffering with this for literally 2 or 3 games straight. So
I think Geno will be in this time, but like has nothing to do with this.
I hope Geno's gonna be in. I feel like he's gonna be in, but I think it's also very possible he's one of the advanced Me costumes. The only thing making me think that's not true is because we've already had two Me Gunners. And I'm hoping they won't add a third one. Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing is, I want to throw this out first that I know that, again, potentially real leak going through here, except it's not, it's just information. Super Mario RPG, what's it called? Beware of the Forest Mushrooms, like, I know, like, a couple, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some of it got, like, taken down sometimes.
The YouTube videos got taken down. Yep.
Yeah,
for only 2 songs. On multiple. Yeah, it was only 2 specific songs were taken down on multiple channels, which made people go, "Whoa!" For each Square Enix game, only 2 songs are used.
Do you know which songs they were?
Yeah, it was the forest one that was mentioned. That's apparently in Brawl, and then another one. But they were both both Geno songs. And yeah, because it was 2, and people went.
Yeah, I was about to say if it was 1, that would actually imply it might have been a me costume, but.
It was 2,
which is 2. That is very interesting.
Because Cloud only got 2, and then each hero got 2. There's only 2 from each Dragon Quest. And I guess the reason
I believe Sakura actually basically said like, yeah, we tried putting in 4 characters. Well, he didn't explicitly say it, but we kind of implied like, yeah, we put in 4 characters to get more music.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. Because they asked
like I also say, yeah, 1 character per 2 songs, you know, and then point out right afterwards we have 4 characters. Wink, wink.
So the thing with Square Enix, the reason that happens is because Square Enix does deals with the writers of the songs where they get royalties to what the songs are used for, and all Square Enix games pretty much the composers get to keep rights to the music, which is not very common with most companies. Which more power to Square Enix. That's awesome that you're letting them make more money off of it. But it makes it harder to do collaborations because it also depends on working with each of those artists individually.
That makes sense. Yep.
A fun fact is that that same thing, you know, you're talking about with the video thing removed happened to like a banjo song, one banjo song that's not actually in the game, the final boss theme for Gruntilda, which should 100% be in the game, but that one got removed along with a bunch of the fan made ones from 31 Aura, whatever his name is, music. He's a good music guy. He makes good music.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure about.
I know you're
Also,
talking about.
there's a one fun fact that I talk about sometimes. Well, not with anyone. There's the removed character curse for Smash Brothers. Now, this is something that nobody has talked about apparently. So in Brawl, there is removed files for Dixie Kong.
Oh yeah.
Toon Zelda, Toon Sheik, not Tetra, Toon Sheik. There was a
Mewtwo.
Prom Eye, which most people think is plus on Minen.
I do. I think it's plus on mine.
I hope
And then there was a few others that were returning characters, but those characters right there were never added going forward. And then in going to the next game, there was remove files for Chorus Kid, and then that character never got into the game either. So, in my opinion, if Sakurai does not officially talk about you as a character that was considered for Smash, and you have files removed in the game that are still there, you are never getting in Smash.
I don't think that's an intentional thing, but it might. Yeah, it's like it's like a curse, but it's like haunting them for no reason.
You should be never.
It's like the
pattern.
dude. It's
Smash-
like the 2GG curse, where like nobody could win World Saga. It's like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Never assume anything's a pattern in this game. There are no
Yeah,
set
no, it's
rules
not
for
a
what
pattern,
characters get in the game,
it's a
etc.,
fun
etc.,
little
etc.
thing.
Why do we always
Yeah, I just
build
want to throw
patterns
this out.
in
If
Smash?
you're looking for a pattern, I just want to throw out Piranha Plant is in the game. None of our speculation really means anything at this point.
Every
just a fun little
Piranha
thing to do.
Plant is in the game, and I love it. But he's in the game.
every now
It
and
kind
then,
of breaks like every theory.
I think about how cool it would have been to have Plusle and Minen in the game, and then I think about just a character that's Ice Climber combos, but with Pikachu instead, and I suddenly think, actually, Sakurai's good. Sakurai's good. Thank you for Thank you for not finishing that character. That would have been awful.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Signor
don't blame
Sakurai. There's one thing that I don't see many people talk about. In Melee, you remember in 64 how when you selected the character, their 3D model would show up and they do like a little jig, a little dance.
Oh yeah, that was planned for Melee.
That was
We've
planned for
seen,
Melee,
like,
and you had a bunch of
unused
them.
version.
And one funny one is that like the one for Marth was actually made for Roy first, so it looks weird on Marth, but it looks right on Roy, which is weird because Marth is literally just Marth is supposed to be father of Roy, and Roy's supposed to be spicy Marth. So it's like that's weird. That's an interesting one. But everything else, it's like, oh well, they started these off. Also, they have one for Sheik, which makes zero sense because you literally can't select her on the character select screen.
Maybe
So
you're
maybe she was
intended to at
selectable,
some
yeah.
point.
I mean, that's something that would happen pretty early in design, wouldn't it? Though. Pretty good.
Yeah. I'd like that to come back, but at this point it'd be a little like they already have problems loading in like the PNGs. Like now we got to worry about like 3D models phasing into existence.
Oh yeah, that is a significant thing in Ultimate that annoys me. I forgot about that entirely.
Yeah,
Been
so now
loading
you can't
again.
really have K. Rool like do the point if he's gonna like freeze while you're trying to select his costume.
I love my Switch freezing up because K. Rool decided to do a 3D animation.
King K. Rool. K. Rool, actually, not a lot of people know this. All of his colors are based off of different flavors of Kool-Aid.
No, there's no way that's the reason.
King K.
Literally.
Kool-Aid.
Although Kool-Aid does start with a K, so maybe it's owned by the Kremlins. Who knows?
The Kremlins owned the Kool-Aid.
King K. Cruel made Kool-Aid.
The only reason K. Rool's still alive is because he had a side job as the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, Kool-Aid.
Do we have any?
Oh,
Do we have any other leaks that we need to talk about? Because there's actually.
I think that's it. I think
I
that's
don't
it.
think so. I think we go into questions now.
All right,
Oh,
good
wait, no,
because
we have a real image. One more. We got one real image to show everybody.
I'm scared.
I'm
Alright.
gonna.
Real
I'm
image is
gonna
making me think
no,
it's fake.
no,
It's supposed
no,
to be image of
no,
Mewtwo.
no.
It's a really bad fake wall leak for Mewtwo. Don't.
Okay, but it looks like they just took him from like Pokemon Stadium like 2.
That's because I'm pretty sure they did, but
Yeah, that looks like him for the Melee intro. He was not in the Melee intro, was he?
no.
Nope.
Yeah, he just looks wrong there.
All right.
Alright, so
let's get into viewer submitted questions. These are questions that anyone can submit if you join the Bandana Waddle Dee Discord at bandanad.com. And it is pinned in the podcast feedback channel. The reason I wanted to jump into this is because we actually have a question about Kool-Aid. This question is
Oh.
from 17, who asks, is the Kool-Aid Man the liquid or the glass? Which part is him?
Well, since we now know that K-Rool actually was the Kool-Aid Man,
Shut
it was
up.
neither.
Here's my take on it. I think it's actually both. So like, the Kool-Aid Man's body is a glass, and then the Kool-Aid itself is like the
It's like
blood.
his sentience.
No, it's like the liquid that fuels him.
I'd say the
was-
liquid
I
is
think
the,
yeah,
is
I
the
think the
sentience.
liquid is his blood, and that he is the glass. But if he loses all of his blood, then he dies.
I could swear that there was a commercial where he was empty, where like he got
Oh, no.
spilled and that he was empty.
Okay, that sounds cursed. That sounds so cursed.
I could swear that it was just the glass. I don't know. Apparently
No,
they
he's-
sell
he's
pictures that
glass.
looks like the Kool-Aid Man that you put Kool-Aid into. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, if the Kool-Aid Man was
Perhaps it was a
actually the
nightmare.
liquid, wouldn't his like actual eyes move around as like?
yeah, it
he
would.
moves in
He's the
jar?
glass. He is 100%
He's
the glass.
Wow, he's not even the
yeah.
Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, that's true. Then he's not a Kool-Aid Man. The name is a
He's just got
misnomer.
glass.
He's
just
the
a
glass
The
man.
glass man.
He's just some
He's the
sentient
glass
creature.
man.
Glass man. Skibbity-
Yo, are you a tits or a glass man?
Shut up. God, you're awful. Next question.
Hey,
Yes,
Alright.
next
please, next
question. Just because I hate this so much, Big Shajungus asks, what are your thoughts on Big Kungus, which I assume is Chungus? I just want to say I hate the Big Chungus meme with an absolute
say this?
passion.
Can I
I
say
did
this
too. It's
last?
the
Yeah,
worst
can I say
meme
this
of all
last?
time.
I wouldn't say it's as bad as like Hose Mad. Because that thing's just not even funny.
Oh, I hate the Big
Okay.
Chungus meme so much. It's
All right,
just
I would like to say
stupid.
I'd like to have last word on this,
Okay.
fellas. The Big Chungus meme is not funny, not even ironically. 'Cause
Nope.
it's not funny at all. It hasn't been funny for literally ever. Please stop. We're all begging you. You're not funny.
You're just taunting
Please,
them
for
to
the
do it
love
more.
of God. I know they're gonna do it more because they're lovely fellows.
They're all
Alright,
having
next
grown past
question.
middle school.
I do
All
not
right.
like it. It's not funny.
Not Graham 02 asks, do you think Pop-Tarts count as sandwiches and or pasta? Which I see the
What?
sandwich argument, but pasta? What the fuck? Let me look up define pasta. I don't.
What is defined? What
I'm
is
just
and
What
what
do
is
you do?
defined?
Put it in boiling water and like eat it with the family with some nice
Right.
ravioli.
Here's my.
Okay,
I
food-
don't know the definition of pasta specifically, or what needs to go into it to make a pasta. However, considering a Pop-Tart, pasta is an insult to all Italian cuisine, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
A
no,
dish.
Oh, here comes Zero with the shitty food takes for the 500th time.
Ah!
Kid cuisine.
All right, so
No.
pasta is a dish that is consisting of dough made from wheat and water, extruded or stamped into various shapes, and typically cooked in boiling water. So I can see someone really trying to stretch it. If someone really tried to
Typically.
stretch it, you could make pasta work.
These are the same people who are trying to argue that water isn't wet, which is dumb.
Wait, typically means it isn't always boiling water, number one. And number two, you could argue the crust or like the actual pastry. Yeah.
It is made of dough,
Like,
made of wheat.
Is dough, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, guys, these things are literally defined as how we see them. Like, we consider burgers like a sandwich. Even, like...
Yes, it is.
What is a sandwich, really? Like,
A sandwich is something squished between something else. That's the term of sandwich. You can be sandwiched
So
between
hot
two people.
what are you
A
gonna call a
hot
frickin-
dog is a
Are
sandwich.
you gonna call a pizza a sandwich because tomato sauce is in the middle of cheese and bread? Like, what the hell?
Well, there's no.
Somebody
The
has
bread
probably
isn't
argued
wrapping
it.
around
Somebody
you.
has probably done it.
A calzone? I'll say a calzone is a sandwich. Hell yeah, brother. A calzone is a sandwich. A pizza?
Wait. How would a calzone not
Yeah,
be
so, like,
a pasta?
yes.
It wasn't
So,
this
like,
assuming the same.
You know
thing?
what? Calzone can be a
dough?
pasta too. It can
Exactly.
See, is,
This
like,
question
since
is
it's
dumb. Make it
subjective,
stop.
Like heroes and shawarma are awesome sandwiches if you want to take it like super far.
All right, next question. Because we were also talking about pizza, I guess this isn't gonna be pizza too. Is pizza just tomato
pizza
soup
pie.
in a bread bowl?
Skip this question,
No,
please.
no.
I don't
Can you
like it.
please ask this question that
Get
don't
outta
make me
here.
want to genocide this
Get
server?
outta here.
The answer is no. Moving on.
I want to literally kill
Uh,
everyone.
Yes.
after this.
Tusk
Yes, good.
asks, I'm not going to ask the first question. It was two questions in one. I'm just going to mention what the first question is. We're not going to answer it, but they asked, did you bake the hamster into my muffin? You're
Right,
garbage.
idiot.
The second question is, what's your favorite Pokemon? Also, they say if it's not Typhlosion that they'll knock on your door. So
Get Pitter
Okay.
Taste Ugly,
Well-
number 1.
It's Togetic, and I'm pretty sure everyone in
Yep.
me knows.
I understand.
Jigglypuff
You're
is
wrong.
my number 2. And
Jigglypuff is also my number 2.
Here's a fun fact that most people don't know about me, is that number
your
3
favorite.
is tied between Celebi and Jirachi. I feel like most people don't know, but I like those two a lot. But I do.
I love Celebi as a Pokemon, but I just gotta say it again. Pokemon Forever, the movie, it was the first garbage Pokemon movie. It is just a bad movie.
Celebi's gonna be the new movie, so hopefully
that's good.
That's better.
Yeah.
Pokemon movies are
And
never
they
good.
are in the best mystery dungeon game, Shiny Celebi, as like a main
Alright.
character, so that's good.
Alright,
Baraka, your favorite
Nova,
mon.
your top 3.
Okay, fine. I'll do it. I'm gonna say Milotic's my favorite one, number 1 favorite.
Oh,
Chandelure is probably my second, and my third favorite Starmie.
okay.
Nice.
Alright.
I know.
Alright.
I really
Not bad.
wanted Mega Milotic. It never happened. I'm suicidal. Don't ask about it.
Alright. Jiggly? I wonder what your favorite Pokemon is.
My favorite Pokemon's Bulbasaur. Always has
Wow.
been, always will be. I'm like ZeroSoul.
I can verify. I know it's
Jigglypuff.
true.
Jigglypuff is my second favorite. My third favorite Pokemon, who I love so much. I hope so much that she'll be in the update. I want her to be in the update that adds new Pokemon to Sword and Shield. I know it's not gonna happen because it's a Pokemon no one cares about. But Masquerain. Masquerain
Oh, yeah.
is one of my top 3 favorite Pokemon, followed by Trubbish and Alolan Vulpix. But goddamn,
Nice.
I love Masquerain so much. Such a cool design, such a cool Pokemon. I just love it. I want it back.
Alright. My top 3 are number 1 is Excadrill, and I have no idea why.
Oh,
I love
wow.
It's
Excadrill.
cool.
Oh, that's
Number 2 is deoxyribonucleic acid himself.
Awesome.
I love him. And then
Yes.
number 3 is probably Gengar. Gengar's so cool.
Nice.
I love Gengar. Alright. Next question.
All right. I think this is gonna be the last question for today.
Alright.
All right.
Better be good.
I just want to mention I'm not included in this, but JCJC29 asks if you were to rate the hottest mod, who would it be?
Oh god. Well, I'm just gonna
Zerp.
throw out there, but it's easily Chandelure if you've ever looked at him online. He's
I
fucking
don't.
ripped.
Here,
Have
listen.
you looked at him?
Listen.
Ever?
Listen. I gotta back my boy up. Wet is a pretty good looking dude.
I've
Wet's
not
got
seen
some
him in real
stuff.
life, but I
I'm
believe you.
saying.
Serious
I'm just saying. Chandelure has muscles, sure, but I'm thinking just face. Best looking, pure face. Who got the face? I don't know. Wet's a pretty decent looking dude. I
I've
haven't.
never seen anyone.
I would like to
ever.
point this out to all of our listeners that the Discord is like unhealthily obsessed with me, even though I'm not hot in any way. They're just like messing with me. There's
I
way
get it.
too many people out there.
I haven't.
Zerp is cute when I'm not cute at all.
I think.
don't know why you guys
I
like
think I
this.
might have seen an old photo of Ghostly a while ago, but
I literally dropped one in chat today. I was posted in freaking don't put this
Oh.
on stream. I don't want my fucking face out there.
okay.
Here's a picture of me from earlier.
Well, that's you.
Wow.
Your
That
shirt's
sounds-
gross,
Nice.
but I like the lights in the
You look
back.
good.
Here's me in a wig.
Oh yeah, I saw that photo. Okay, I did see that photo. I saw that photo. And now
Okay,
that
I realize now that's not what that is, but I thought the thing that was like in your arms, like with your phone, was a severed head.
Yes, the severed head was all in my hand. The hottest mod is none of them because they're all my compatriots, and I am not sexually attracted to any of them. Wait, no.
what?
Oh no, wait!
Ghostly,
overstepped the
why
question. I jumped the question too far. Huh? You guys are my friends. I don't consider you like. I don't know. I'm,
But-
I-
but
I
sometimes
specialize in
every
being
now
real
and then
with
you're
my
like,
social friends, but also,
Look, dude, when I said Chandelure's hot, that doesn't mean I want to like date him. Like,
no, I made a mistake. I definitely.
love you all.
I definitely went too far with the question.
Yeah.
This
I'm not a
picture's
part
very
of the
bad
mod
quality,
community,
yeah.
so I cannot relate to any of this. This is
I
not
haven't
fair.
seen Grax, haven't seen Katie, I haven't seen the Pigeon,
He's awesome.
and I've seen everyone else.
Okay, I personally have my own question to ask all of you.
Oh baby.
All right.
When am I going to be a moderator? When is this gonna happen?
Nope.
When your
nope.
application doesn't suck dick. Next question.
Yeah, dude, I just gotta mention this on the podcast. Jumps was the only one who had a good application. Listen, I know y'all, a lot of y'all are younger, but goddamn, you could tell the jumps have applied to some colleges because he put in the perfect answers. Bitch,
Listen,
we didn't even interview him. I just said
paragraph and a half. Look,
I
I'm
just
lazy.
said you're in. That's what I said to Jump. It said you're in. He's like,
Yeah, an
oh,
executive action.
yeah, no, I just added him, which is true. He's a good guy and he's been very active, and I think he is a good person who deserves mod.
He's very nice. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good friend too.
He's my homie. He's my doubles partner. He puts the cheese in ankle cheese, and hopefully we'll have him back. I think he might be on the next podcast. We have discussed talking about the next podcast. Hopefully, it's going to be slightly more competitive Smash Central. More talking about
that one.
Yeah, I want to do
Is
it.
a
I think it's going
requirement
to.
that I be on every single podcast going forward.
Nope.
I will assassinate every mod one by one.
All right.
wait.
Well, please
Hey,
start
Jiggly,
with me,
When's the politics podcast, by the way?
dude.
No,
Dude,
do not.
I'm so sad.
Never do that.
Okay, Baraka, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
No,
Ghostly,
I
Ghostly.
enabled this.
Go-
No,
Ghostly,
oh my
let
God.
me.
I need this podcast to end. I just ordered a pizza.
Okay,
I gotta leave
so
in like 6
Baraka-
minutes.
Baraka, how do you think
6
a
minutes.
segment called Political Minute would be taken, where it's just a minute of dumb, fake fun facts like Joe Biden's favorite meal is tomato soup? Do you think that would be funny?
That would be the best thing to do in
I
like the middle of a
do.
podcast
Alright,
when you're
I think
it's
it's the
just
worst.
political minute.
But nothing is actually political, and it's no actual things about their politics or their stances or what they've done. It's just all dumb fun facts that are all fake.
Yep,
I
alright.
hate you.
That works, I guess.
There's
I
no
don't
point
know.
to it.
Michael
Amy Klobuchar beats the
Bloomberg
shit out
loves
of her
reading Bazooka Joe comics.
Okay, well, you just said that's like useless, but it's like, I mean, that
That's
was
beyond
the point
useless.
of any of the things that we went on for like the last like hour and a half.
Yeah.
Animals. All right.
Alright, so we're gonna wrap it up. If y'all want to join the Discord, please do that. If y'all want to submit questions, please do that. But have them be good ones, please. There's been a lot of really garbage ones.
Please. Submit
Like,
good
really.
questions if you guys
Oh,
wanna do
also, no one's seeing them except for me. I'm not showing them to any of the mods either, so you get nothing. All I'm doing is looking overing it
Yeah,
and
I
deleting
don't
it.
know.
Whoa. The questions that they put in the applications are.
No.
Oh
I'm talking about the podcast questions. We're not doing mod applications. We're not at 2,500 members
No,
yet.
you freaking
But
dingus. What I was talking about.
oh, okay. Well, I don't
I
fucking
had to
know.
be
Oh,
asking
the
about pizza
podcast
soup today.
application.
I don't want these anymore.
No, never mind. Don't worry.
Anyways, thanks for y'all for listening. It's been a good old time. ZeroSoul may have tried to say something about there being technical difficulties that never happened. This is one long
It did
podcast
happen.
that had no
Certified
break.
liar.
No breaks.
No breaks
Very
specifically in the
Certified
Sonic
liar.
and Tails area from the Melee leak. None
That
of
jump cut you heard?
There was no hearing of no jump cut. They won't hear shit. And this is gonna be cut too. They won't hear any of this. Haha, if you made it this far and you're hearing this, good on you. Good on you, buddy. Proud of you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Oh, whoa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
my
whoa.
peace out.
All right,
Where's
let's
my
go down
paycheck?
let's go down the list. Shout out
My
things that you
paycheck.
care about, where people can find you, all that. GhostlyNova, take the reins.
I just want to say immediately thank you guys for listening to this interesting podcast episode. And if you guys are going to submit topics, submit ones that aren't only video games. We'd like to talk about things that are really cool. Like, I don't have an example. I didn't think this through. Thank you. My socials are GhostlyNova. That's it. Thank you for
Does
listening.
anyone else want to talk about Chutes and Ladders or Monopoly?
Nope, Baraka 339. Shout out the stuff you want to shout out before I shut everyone
my
out.
Twitter is at Alapineer1. That's cool.
Yep, that's on the stream for people on YouTube.
And I live in the leak area, which is surprisingly not active anymore because, of course, it's not. Anywho, Zero.
Oh. Yeah, I just want to say I apologize if I ended up sounding annoying to this podcast, and thank you all for listening.
I apologize for the fact that Jiggly didn't have any technical difficulties, despite the fact that we really should have had a technical difficulty. It would have been fun for
Yeah,
everyone.
there was no technical difficulties. It's all good. It's all good. Again,
So good.
I just want to
100%.
mention we have a Google Podcast link now, but we've had it for a few days, but for some reason it's still a 404. So hopefully it'll be up soon. It was kind of like that for Spotify, but it only took a few hours, where for Google Podcasts it's been a few days, and we should hopefully be up on Apple Podcasts soon. If you really want to support us, I would recommend listening on those platforms, listening on Spotify especially, because we might start trying to get some financial favors from corporations.
We are not anywhere
exchange.
near big enough.
Of course not, but maybe some really
We're
shitty.
getting
Maybe
sponsored by
listen,
McDonald's and
listen.
Burger King.
Raid Shadow Legends will
If we
reach
had
out
a
to
Burger
anyone.
King ad- Listen, if we had a Burger King ad, I'd make every episode where we had a Burger King ad possible. I'd literally make that episode unviable to be advertised.
Oh,
I'd say the
man.
nastiest, most controversial shit. I hate Burger King. Burger King at Burger King. You are in danger. I
Oh
hate
man. Oh fuck.
Go down to your local Burger King. You see
Fucking
like,
hate
see
you.
like, you see,
God,
you see
your
Noble over
burgers
here,
taste like
trashing-
literally nothing. How do your burgers taste like nothing? You're garbage. End
I'm
the
now
episode.
following Burger King on Twitter.
No.
I'm gonna block you.
Have I-
I literally saw him do it. Bro, their ass.
Shout out to TweetDeck. But
I
yeah,
hate you.
thanks y'all for coming out. This was a fun little retrospective
Yeah,
with
thank you.
0 technical difficulties. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. Okay.
You're the worst.
As he cuts out twice.
Shut up. I don't cut out. I don't cut out.
Crybaby.
And if I
Shut up,
cut out,
crybaby.
if I cut out to you guys, they won't hear it because I'm taking it straight from my mic.
Shut
So
up, crybaby.
anytime you guys try to say my mic has issues, it's not me because everyone can tell my mic is perfect.
Hey, crybaby, shut up.
Alright, well, again, thanks y'all for coming out to the 3rd episode, and please come join the Discord and maybe be on a future episode. You can still apply to be on a future episode. It is in the announcements channel. Might take a little help finding. You can always mention at Royal Guard. Don't mention at Chief Defender. 1, because I don't think you can tag it, and 2, because actually you might be able to tag it, and don't do that.
Adam immediately tags you.
Yeah, he's
Alright,
So
everyone,
if you
say
need-
bye! Oh, wait, what?
Bye. I was about
Bye.
to say, if you need help flaring info, but then
It's not hard!
well, first thing, don't
Get
ping
your
Jiggly
knuckles off
because
the ground.
he usually doesn't do it very fast. Just ping me.
Just
Seriously.
listen.
I do that
Everyone
thing-
just pings everyone
Whoa,
else,
whoa,
and I'm the
whoa.
one that does it like every single
No,
time.
I do it instantaneously. You want
I
crack?
do it all the time too. Just even when people don't ping me, just ping me.
I don't do
I
shit.
basically.
This is
Alright,
why I
yeah,
hire
yeah,
people.
Exactly.
Alright.
Don't ping Jiggly for it. Ping me.
I want
Ghost.
to go. I want to eat.
Alright.
Shut that up.
Thank you everyone for coming out and
you.
listening and waddle on.